The aim of practical is to determine stomatal number and stomatal index of the given leaf. So stomatas are the small opening on the epidermis of the leaf or the stem or any other organ of the plant, which help in the exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, and it also the loss of water, the water loss can be regulated by this stomata. So stomatas are formed by these cells, like these are the two cells. These are kidney shape or bean shaped cells, we can say. These are called as a guard cells. These guard cells are forming the stoma. This is a pore, this is an opening. These guard cells are surrounded by some cells. They are called as subsidiary cells. And subsidiary cells are surrounded by the epidermal cells, as shown in this diagram. So depending upon the subsidiary cells, these stomatas are further classified into 5 different types: parasitic stomata, diacytic stomata, anisocytic stomata, anemocytic stomata, and actinocytic stomata. Parasitic stomata is also called as Rubiaceae, diacytic is called as Caryophyllaceae, anisocytic is called as Cruciferae, and anemocytic is called as Ranunculaceae. These are the families in which first it was found. Now this is parasitic and this is diacytic. As I said that guard cells, there are 2 guard cells. So here also 2 guard cells are there. And this yellow color are subsidiary cells. The difference between parasitic and diacytic is that subsidiary cells are parallel here to the guard cells, where in case of diacytic stomata, they are perpendicular. Guard cells and subsidiary cells are perpendicular to each other. So in parasitic and diacytic, subsidiary cells are 2 in number, and in parasitic, as name says para, so parallel, and diacytic, they are perpendicular. Then next is anisocytic stomata. These are the yellow color subsidiary cells. So now subsidiary cells are 3 in number and 1 is smaller. 2 are identical and 1 is smaller. So guard cells are surrounded by 3 cells where 1 is small and 2 are identical. Such type of stomata is called as anisocytic stomata. And these are the epidermal cells, which we can see here. These are the epidermal cells. Now anemocytic stomata and actinocytic stomata. Here guard cells are surrounded by 5 or more than 5 subsidiary cells. The difference between both is that in case of anemocytic stomata, the subsidiary cells and epidermal cells are not different from each other. Here the shapes are, we can say, are similar. So we are not able to differentiate between the subsidiary cells and the epidermal cells, where in case of an actinocytic stomata, they are different. Epidermal cells are different from the subsidiary cells. So this is the difference between anemocytic stomata and actinocytic stomata. Now it varies from leaf to leaf. So this is one of the evaluation parameter where we can determine, by which we can determine whether the drug is genuine or adulterated or substituted. So what we need for this, we need, this is stage micrometer. This stage micrometer is having 1 mm scale. So total 100 divisions we have seen here. We need a compound microscope. So we need stage micrometer first to draw the square on this paper. And we will be using white pencil, because on a black paper, white pencil will be, can be easily identified. We need a special thing here, that is camera lucida. The purpose of camera lucida is that when we are going to attach it to the tube of microscope, we can simultaneously see the slide which is kept on stage, and we have to keep this black paper on a platform. So platform as well as stage we can see. That means I can say that stage, slide, and black paper I can see through this camera lucida. So camera lucida is having attaching ring here like this. You can say that with the help of this attaching ring, I have placed this camera lucida on this tube. So first I need to remove the eyepiece, and then I have to insert this ring, and then with the help of this screw I can tighten it. Once it is packed properly, once it is packed, I will be keeping eyepiece over it. This is a prism. You can see this is a prism here. So this part should touch to the eyepiece. You can say it is above eyepiece, but it should be parallel to this. parallel and completely touch to the eyepiece. So attaching ring, then the prism, and it has a mirror. So this we can see mirror here. Likewise, we have to attach. I have just taken the upper part of this microscope. So where I have attached this camera lucida. So how this camera lucida work? I am going to keep slide on a stage. So the rays will pass here and it will come to this prism. Prism will do, it will horizontally reflect it. So the some rays will come to the camera lucida and we can see it, and horizontally it will get reflected, will fall on this mirror, and then it will fall on the ground. And similarly, it will get reflected and we can see it through this prism. So the mirror will be superimposed, we can say that, or two things we can see simultaneously. So ring, prism, and mirror. Through this prism is helping us for the reflection, and by which we can see it. So this is eyepiece and this is the prism which will be keep coming over it, and through this hole we can look. And this is a microscope tube, and this is a platform where we need to keep. So the settings will be like this. We take the microscope, attach this camera lucida, and on a platform we have to keep the black paper, and on a stage we have to keep the stomatas. So as we are going to do calculate stomatal number and stomatal index. So what is stomatal number and stomatal index? So this is a leaf, this is a midrib of leaf, this is lamina, and this is a margin. So stomatal number is defined as the average number of stomata per square mm of the epidermis of the leaf. That means the number of stomata present in the lamina, the number of stomata present per square mm from midrib to margin. We have to see here, we have to adjust our leaf in such a way that the lamina portion will come there. So whatever the stomata present in this 1 square mm, that is called as stomatal number. And stomatal index is S upon E plus S into 100, where S is a stomatal number, E is the epidermal cells, and as we know that I have seen that guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells and subsidiary cells are surrounded by epidermal cells. So in 1 square mm, we have to count the number of epidermal cells, and from which we can calculate the stomatal index. So how to do it, we'll see. First, what we have to do, we have to take a scale, keep a stage micrometer on a stage, and look through this camera lucida hole. And already we have kept the paper on platform. So I can see scale on my black paper. Now I have to place a point. I will be using white pencil. So mark on point 0 and then mark on the point 100. So this will be 1 mm scale. Once it is done, I will on a paper with the help of a normal scale, I will measure the distance and accordingly I will draw it on a paper. Whatever the magnification we are seeing on a paper, it's a reflection. It is a 1 square mm. So I will be drawing it like this. But sometimes what happens, I'm not able to see the complete scale through eyepiece. So I'll go for the half of it. I will go for 0.5 instead of 1 mm. I will go for 0.5. So this is 0.5. But my definition says that number of stomata per square mm. So to convert this 0.5 mm into 1 square mm, I need to multiply it by 4. I will not be multiplying by 2, because if you imagine that this is my 1 square mm and if this is 0.5, if I fit it here, it will be completing only this much portion, right? And what about this remaining 3 portions? So I have to multiply by 4, then and then it will convert into 1 square mm. It is square mm. Sometimes I'm also not able to see the complete 0.5. I will go for the half of it again. I will go for 0.25. So I will draw it like this. And if again I need to convert it into 1 square mm, I need to multiply it by 16. Then and then it will be converted to 1 square mm. The point is that the smaller you go, the more mistake happens. Because the person who is identifying the stomatal number and the epidermal cells, he should be able to differentiate between stomata and epidermal cells and other cells also. See, if a person is committing a mistake in 1 square mm, that mistake will be counted for one time only. But a person is doing mistake in 0.5, one mistake that will be repeated for 4 times because we are multiplying by 4. And if he does 2 times, then it will be 8. 3 times, it will be 12. And in case of smaller like 0.25, even one mistake will be 16 times repeated, or two mistakes will be 32 times will be repeated. So there are more chances of committing mistake in case of the smaller. So if you are able to see 1 square mm completely 1 mm, then draw the full. So how to do it? We have to peel out the epidermis from the leaf. If it is fresh, we can easily peel out. You can see this white color is coming there, like this peel epidermis is coming, and we have to take it on a slide and put glycerin so it will not dry, and then observe, keep on a stage. Here I have shown that under microscope I am observing this is the stage where I have kept this slide. And you can also keep the cover slip over it. And if the leaf is dry, then we have to add water, boil it, and then we can peel out. But the fresh leaves gives the good result. So after peeling under microscope, I can see my stomata like this. This is stomata, and these are the epidermal cells you can see. So through eyepiece, I can see this much. And suppose this is the 0.5 I have drawn here. And 1, 2, 3, say there are 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stomata. So I tried to draw it on my paper, black paper, as I am able to see both the things. For example, now if I do here one mistake, and suppose this I count it as a stomata, and this is 0.5, then this stomata will be repeated 4 times. So there are many cells which will be confusing that whether it is stomata or not. So we should go for the higher, like 1 square mm if possible. So draw it, and similarly I have shown here many examples like this 1 square mm. So my stomatal number is 21. If I go for 0.5, then here total 11 are there. So 44 stomatas are showing, and it is 0.25, 16 times multiplying. Only 7 stomatas are there, so 112 stomata. So if you are committing mistake, it goes from 21 to 44 to 112, right? So carefully, I didn't take the 1 square mm or 0.5. So as I defined stomatal number again, stomatal index is S upon E plus S into 100. So if suppose my stomatas are 30 and epidermal cells are 90, so 30 divided by 90 plus 30 into 100. So my stomatal index will be 25. So here, as I have drawn here, only stomatas. I can draw the epidermal cells too here with the help of complete the whole shape. The complete shape we can draw on our black paper. We can see black paper. We can see this stomata on a black paper. So through this we can draw it, and then count these epidermal cells. These are the epidermal cells. Count these epidermal cells, and by putting into this formula, we will be getting stomatal index.